Hi all, it's Judy here, Judy Bullimore, employment specialist, dream job coach and creator of the interview story impression technique. In this video, I'm going to be talking all about confidence because, my word, if there's one thing that you need in an interview, it is confidence, a big, massive scoop of it. But isn't it easier said than done to just say, oh, just be confident? That is such a loaded word. What does confidence really mean? Confidence means two things to me, which I'm going to share with you. There's inner confidence and there's outer confidence. And you actually need both of them for it to work in practice, for people to feel confident. To feel your confidence, you firstly need to feel it inside. Because unless you're a really good actress, and you're good at putting on a bit of a front, if you don't feel confident inside, it's more than likely going to show, whether that's through nerves, whether that's through the words that you choose to talk and show about yourself, whether that's the performance itself, so the delivery, it's the energy that you give off. As I've said before in previous videos, we are all energy. You can feel it. You can feel somebody's passion. You can feel when somebody's being genuine and their true, authentic selves and they're not being fake. You can feel when somebody believes in themselves. And ultimately, in an interview, it's like a test of confidence, because why would an employer give their precious opportunity that so many candidates are fighting for to somebody who doesn't feel confident enough to take that role and run with it and excel in it? From an interviewer's point of view, they need somebody who absolutely trusts in their own abilities and isn't afraid to show it on the day. Now, having said that, there are nice interviewers where you go into an interview and they make you feel comfortable and they actually say, in your own time, we really want you to sell yourself. But how many interviews have you been to where it doesn't feel very warm? It feels like you're in a goldfish bowl and you've got eyes on you, or it's like lights, camera, action and you're on stage almost. And that can affect anyone's confidence. So in this video, I'm going to talk you through a few things that's going to really help you show confidence in your next interview. And hopefully that's going to help you feel more confident by the end of it. So first things first, it's all about what you do to get yourself into a confident frame of mind. Now, everybody is different and we've all had very unique experience that might have knocked our confidence in the past. And, in an interview, in the preparation leading up to it, and I would say quite a long time before, if you know that you're going to be looking for a new job soon and you might be low on confidence, or, the interview's coming up, the biggest thing that you can do is work on your own self-confidence. And that's about being really honest about what you're not confident about. Are you confident about your skills and abilities? Are you confident about letting people see who you are? Are you confident about speaking openly and publicly in front of people? Because when you're honest with yourself and you know what you might be lacking in, it gives you that time to work on it and not just leave it to the day of the interview and hope for the best that the confidence will shine through. Confidence is like a muscle. You have to work at it to get it up as high as possible. And there's some really practical things that you can do to build your confidence. One of the things is putting yourself in a really positive frame of mind where you feel good about yourself, where you feel like, yeah, I can do anything. Tapping into that fearless part of you. And as I say, we're all different. There's different ways of doing that, whether that be making a confident playlist that puts you in a good positive frame of mind, or reading a book that builds you up, or listening to a podcast, or doing things that make you happy, all sorts of things to work on that inner confidence. If you know that you're not one for public speaking or talking about yourself positively, then that's where the practice is needed, or somebody to help tease out that confidence, like a coach. Okay, so when you've kind of started working on building that inner confidence, then it's about how are you going to talk with confidence in preparation for your interview or on the day. And one of the biggest tips that I can give you is what I call knowing your expert status. Now, I don't know, let me ask you the question. How confident do you feel saying, I'm an expert in my industry? Whatever your industry is, complete this sentence. I'm an expert in education, if you're a teacher, or I'm an expert teacher, or I'm an expert, whatever it is. When you package yourself as an expert, even if you don't feel like one, what it's doing is it's forcing you to talk about yourself with conviction and assertion. And actually, having expert status is when you're identifying the things that you're not just good at, you're exceptionally good at. The things that you've got a reputation for. The things that if you wasn't there in that work situation, or you wasn't there in in a problem, people will notice. People will notice when you're not there. It's like the missing part. It's like the stamp that your claim to fame, the thing that you bring that probably a lot of people can't do like you. Knowing your expert status, and I've worked with so many people, and at the beginning they'll say, oh, I don't feel like I'm an expert in this, and by the end of it they'll see. And it's through the examples, it's through the proof, it's through the evidence. Now you will have lots of evidence of the results that you've made, the positive impact that you've had, the feedback that you might have from friends, colleagues, managers about the impact that you have, how amazing you are at what you do. And the art of showing confidence, particularly in an interview situation, is to own that, to not be afraid of it, to not kind of sweep it under the carpet like, yeah, I did that, but I don't like to brag about it. No, you're an expert at it, and the quicker you come to terms with it, the quicker you embrace it, the quicker that you say it out loud, the better. This comes in very handy when you're at the application stage. So I write applications, I write CVs, I write resumes, I review them too. And you can tell when somebody is not talking about themselves with confidence because they don't use words, describing words. They're very generic. And often people go into an interview and hide behind these kind of generic words. Oh, I'm good. I'm a good team player. I'm competent. Oh, I hate that word. I'm a competent person, or words that don't say I'm amazing. So the words that help with confidence are things like I'm exceptionally good at doing this. I have been consistently praised for doing this. I have a natural flair for doing this. When you can start talking about yourself and your experience using words that show confidence, you will emit the confidence. Again, a lot of this is to do with practice. As I say, confidence is like a muscle, you have to work at it. Then that moves me quite nicely onto practice. How do you be confident at interview. How do you have that inner confidence and that outer confidence? Well, it's practice. It's about not pulling on your confidence at certain points in your life. It's about working on it daily, doing things that put you in that confident frame of mind. An interview is a really unnatural thing to do. How often do we sit in front of people that we barely know and start banging on about how great we are? We don't really live in a society where we do that. I know that, you know, when it comes to kind of social media and stuff like that, it's all, yeah, look what I've done. But to do it authentically, to do it in a way that doesn't feel uncomfortable, and to do it when the confidence comes from within, when it comes from within, it shows. That's why you can't just like put your confidence hat on one day and go, yes, I'm confident, if you don't really feel it. And you feel it by getting into that frame of mind on a regular basis, or at least leading up to the interview, you would be working on that inner confidence. But practicing talking about yourself in an interview situation is really crucial. So if you don't kind of practice in front of a video, or you don't practice in front of a camera, or you don't say it out loud to yourself, or practice with a friend or somebody who you feel comfortable with, then you're kind of leaving yourself open a little bit to kind of winging it and hoping for the best. And we don't want that. We want you to feel like, yeah, I'm confident because I've practiced this. I've done it. I know what I'm saying. You know, I'm just going to bring myself, my confident, fearless self on the day of the interview. And that's why, you know, I love doing what I do, because I can provide that objective help, that cheerleading, that constructive feedback to help you be the best that you can be. That's where where confidence coaching comes in. And then finally, it's the attitude. When you've actually worked on your confidence and you know what you're confident about, you've got your strong examples, you know you're an expert in all of these areas, then it's about the attitude that you have towards the actual interview itself. If you have kind of turned it into this massive thing that is, you know, the build-up is excruciating and you just think it's my only chance of success. This is the thing. If I don't do it, then I'm not going to be successful. I'll be a failure if I don't get this job. You know, attitude has a real bearing on how confident you are on the day. If you can actually get yourself to a situation where you just think, do you know what? They're going to see me. They're going to see what I can do. And I'm just going to give it my all. I'm going to be true to myself. I will prepare. I'll do my homework on the company. I know what the interview is looking for. But ultimately, on the day, I'm just going to bring my A game and work towards that goal, rather than, you know, feeling as though your whole interview is in somebody else's hands, the interviewer's hands. Like, you don't have that control. You absolutely have that control. So be confident enough to believe that you've got this. You have the skills and experience. You wouldn't have got shortlisted if you didn't have the skills and experience. So now it's just about showing the best version of yourself. And that comes with the attitude that you have towards the interview itself. And guess what? It doesn't have to be scary. It can actually be a celebration of all the amazing things that you've achieved. It could be a conversation. I know that they're asking these, you know, curveball questions, but you have the power to turn it into just a chat, just a nice, friendly chat where you just talk about yourself really, really positively. Doesn't have to be scary. That's to do with what your mind is telling you. So going all the way back to step one about, you know, your perspective and your inner confidence, working on that inner confidence is going to to dictate how confident you be throughout the whole interview process. So yes, it's really important, but there are lots of practical things that you can do to get your confidence super high. And you know, I have some amazing techniques that I work with my clients to help them build that inner and outer confidence. And all of my techniques actually are within my masterclass, my 5 steps to claiming the dream job that you deserve free masterclass. So if you want to find out how all of this kind of comes together with your expert status, your personal brand, the actual technique that you use on the day, when you put this all together, you will have a much more confident and successful interview kind of delivery and performance. So if you think that you would benefit from finding out how you can actually put the confidence with all the kind of strategy and the techniques, then watch the free masterclass, or the details are within the video notes. I really hope that you found this useful. Please don't be afraid to show your true, authentic self, because it actually is your secret weapon when interviewing. And good luck for any interviews coming up. So I hope you found that useful. Bye.